to the big review, and today we've got something which I think is going to be quite a decent beer. And this is the Rheinbacher Weissbier from Aldi. Now, I've heard a lot of people rave about this. I've personally never tried it myself, but I do like a Weissbier, like a good wheat beer from Germany. So I thought, why not? Let's pick this up, have a little sip and see what we can do. I picked this little thing up for £1.39 in my local Aldi, or Aldi, however you pronounce it. I think that's really good value. I mean, obviously I haven't tasted it yet, but £1.39, quality, hopefully, Weissbier from Germany, as it says on the bottle here, brewed in accordance with the German purity law. I think that's the Rheinbacher or something like that. And basically meaning that it has to be the best quality ingredients for this beer to leave the country. So, you know, it should stand a good chance, shouldn't it, really? As we can see here, it's in a 500 milliliter bottle. It is 5% ABV, and it has the Rheinbacher little logo on there with the crown and the hop there. You know, I'm quite interested in this. I think this should be a really good beer. And without further ado, let's crack it open, shall we? So we're going to crack it open. Let's see what we can do. I'm really looking forward to this. Bit of smoke on there. Really looking forward to how this beer, you know, is going to taste, how it's going to look. I've been looking forward to this one. So without further ado, let's get it poured, shall we? So we're going to take our Corona shaker glass, as is customary on the channel. And do you know what? I'm actually going to use this glass because that one doesn't look as clean as this one. So, anyway, without further ado, Rheinbacher Weissbier from Aldi, £1.39. Let's give it a go, shall we? I'm just really hoping that this is going to be a quality, because everything on it, all the marketing about it and what people have said about it should be quite good. Whoa. A little bit of spillage nearly there happened. That wouldn't have been good, would it, guys? Right, let's put the bottle down. It's quite a tall bottle for, you know, for a 500ml bottle. You know, very thin, very tall. Not too sure if that would fit in a physics or anything like that. Physics is something that I'm looking into. If you guys have got one, let me know down below. I kind of like the idea of that, just for every now and then. But anyway, back to the Rheinbacher Weissbier. As you can see here, guys, we've got that pale sort of, you know, unfiltered look for the Weiss wheat beer there. It looks absolutely fantastic. You know, we're leaning on that very heavily orange amber note for it. Good carbonation, looking at it. I don't know if you guys can see that there, but very good carbonation. Little bubs, but good carbonation going there. We've got a one finger white head going on there. The carbonation chasing up the glass as well, which is quite nice. Not as vigorous as some that I've seen, I will admit. Interesting. Oh, got a bit on me noggin there, on me snout. Yeah. See, I'm not actually getting quite a lot from this. I'm getting that, like, sort of, you know, that malt sort of, that, you know, that Weissbier, like, you know. But apart from that, I'm not actually getting quite a lot on the nose, which is interesting, because I thought when I opened the bottle, yeah, see, so on the bottle, I'm getting that richness, that unfiltered sort of sugary, like yummy, zesty zest. But from the actual pint, pouring it into the glass, that's quite muted. Yeah, it is quite muted. So that's quite an interesting discovery that we found. But how does it taste? Let's find out, shall we? Now, for £1.39, that isn't bad. Obviously, it's been in the fridge, the bottle, for quite a bit of time. So we're talking about 5 degrees. So we should be getting a lot of those, richness notes of the malt. And, in a normal Weissbier, unfiltered like this, And unfortunately, for me, at least, it's not hitting the mark, guys, which I'm kind of disappointed about, because it was sort of hyped up. I was hyping it up, thinking this is going to be really nice. This is specifically, I bought this with free. I bought it with the, what was it? The Proper Job, the Grande Spanish, and then I bought the Weissbier. I saved this to last. I thought, this is going to be a quality beer. And it is nice, but it's not wowing me like the Grande did, or the Proper Job, which I'm actually a little bit miffed and flabbergasted by, actually. It does have that rich note to it. So when we were alluding to earlier that I could smell it 100% from the bottle, but not really from the head in the glass, you do get it in the taste bud. So that's a tick, that's a really good, I like that. And you get that smoothness where on some sort of Weiss beers and wheat beers, you get, that kind of roughness, I suppose, like on your mouthfeel, where this is a kind of smooth, it's not like a velvet feel, like we're not talking, this is definitely not on the same level as like a Franken beer at all, not at all. But you're still getting that smoothness, which is nice. And I'm going to keep reverting it back to that £1.39, because for £1.39, it's a good pint for that. It is good. But for me, it's not wowing me. Again, I've heard some reviews about it saying it was really good, it was great. Maybe my taste buds have changed a bit. I've got a bit used to sort of the great cracking beers that we got on Perfect Draft, the Franken being one. And, Frankie's just so much better than this in every way. But it's a lot more expensive. And for £1.39 from your Aldi, it's not bad if you want to pick it up and just have a sample of some, German lager, German Weissbier, Again, that head is staying on that glass now. We've gone down to just under one finger head. It still has very good carbonation going up the glass, Okay, so I'm going to say that this is a very muted German beer. So much so that I think, yes, it has been given all the quality ingredients to, go under that, produced in Germany by the German purity boards, the Rheinbacher Weissbier or whatever. But I think what might have happened here is they've brewed it short. And by that, I mean that all the ingredients haven't had the chance to fully release all their flavours. I'm getting the flavours of a German Weissbier, but it's very muted. If you hadn't had a Weissbier before, you didn't have a Frankie or anything like that, and this was your first introduction to it, I'd imagine you'd quite like it, because it's quite a muted undertone of the Weissbier sort of taste, which is okay. You can't knock it for that. But I have had a lot better. But again, bringing it back to that £1.93. Is this a good lager? Yes. Am I disappointed in it? Yes. I honestly thought this was going to be a real hitter. And for me, it isn't, which is a shame, because I left this to last thinking this was going to be the best of the bunch. And to be honest with you, I would pick this. Sorry, I'd pick the Grande or the Proper Job over this any day of the week. I really would. Which kind of says something. You know, the Grande was definitely better. What a shame that is. It's there. The flavour of that Weissbier is there, but it's like you put a cap on it and they've gone, no, that's as much as you want to get out of it, because we've brewed it for the UK market and they might not know what good German lager like Weissbier is like. So we don't want to give them that full richness and think, oh God, what's this? Well, we want to tone it down a notch. And I think that's what's happened here. I really do. And you know what? I'm kind of in two ways about it, actually. For £1.30, I mean, I've said £1.39 in this video enough, but for the price, it's good. For the scenario, let's go to the scenario. So, you know, you're having this with a sort of charcuterie board of, you know, the salamis, your German sausage and all of that. That's really good going. Soft cheeses as well. And you've got that Edam in there, that one with a hole in that I can never remember what it's called. You know, mouse cheese, I refer to it as. You guys know what I mean. This would be lovely. This is very nice. It's also very nice if you bought a few of these for your barbecue or your mates, or, you know, you were having like a bit of a, I don't know, you wanted a bit of a try of something different. This is what it's for. But at 5%, I'm just not getting that real hit of a Weissbier, which is kind of a shame, because I thought Aldi kind of hit the nail on the head with this. Very cheap, quality German laws, you know, purity laws on it, and it was going to be like, this is like a little secret gem. Sadly, it's not. It's not quite there. It's nearly there. You know, it's nearly there, guys. But it's not. I don't know. Am I being unfair to it because I've had Frankie and I love Frankie? Maybe I am. But for the average Joe who wants to have a nice German Weissbier and they're fully prepared, they're either getting into beer, Weissbier, or they just want something different in a rotation of the Grandes, the Stella knockoffs, the Carling knockoffs, all that sort of stuff. This is a lovely drink, and it's probably better than some of them. Not the Grande. The Grande was amazing. But if you've got a PD or a Blade or something like that, I wouldn't bother with this, you know. Anyway, guys, that's all kind of I can really say about it. It's kind of, I'm a little bit deflated, I'll admit. But it's, like I said, it's good for those people that the average Joe who may not drink German beer, Weissbier in particular, and it sort of introduces them. That's probably as kind as I can be to this. It's such a shame. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for all the love and support you've given on the channel recently. I really do appreciate it. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs down if you haven't. And subscribe if you want to see more. It's free to subscribe, guys. Let's have a little bit of a community going on here. I think we can do it. But anyway, thank you so much for all the love and support. And I'll see you next time on the big review. Cheers, guys. That is such a shame, that. What a pity.